Hey everybody, Brian Carruthers here, and I'm going to be talking to you guys today about an incredible business project that was not long ago featured on the cover of Prosper magazine. This magazine was all about entrepreneurship and wealth building. It talks about why become an entrepreneur, side hustle secrets for passive income, making money while helping others, design your best life now. An incredible magazine talking about an incredible company and a business project. I am Brian Carruthers. I am a best-selling author on a number of books, Building an Empire, Untrapped, Money Mindset, Exit Interviews. You guys, what I'm going to share with you guys today is information that so many people across North America are starving for. See, let me share my story with you. I was a thriving but grinding real estate agent working 7 days a week, eight to faint. All through my 20s, I was out there really working hard. I was making a six-figure income by the time I was 25, but I also know what it's like to be sacrificing so much to be able to create that kind of income. And I know I didn't have a wife yet. No, I didn't have kids yet. So I was willing to make that sacrifice. But a lot of people these days are not looking to do that. They don't want to be grinding forever on a treadmill, chasing money and giving up time with their kids, giving up things that they want to experience in life. They don't want to be all 100% career focused. And so today, I want to share with you something that revolutionized my situation, basically changed my life. I know it sounds so cliche, change your life, but literally, when I learned about this business project and I was introduced to some entrepreneurs who not only were making more money than me, but they had more time freedom than me, and they were always smiling, not because they were having a picture taken and a quick selfie smile. I'm talking about like they were always happy. I'm like, I want to live like they're living. And so I got involved in a business with them and started doing what they were doing. And then I started getting what they were getting. So I'm going to share my screen so I can show you guys some visuals as I get into what this project entails. And I promise you in the next few minutes, you're going to be blown away, frankly. You're going to be blown away. So first of all, the world's changed. During the pandemic, a lot of people realized that maybe they were overworked, underpaid, underappreciated, maybe on a treadmill that was never going to end. Maybe they realized, maybe I was not fulfilled. And people want now, they realize I want more income, more time, more flexibility. I want independence. And for a lot of folks, it makes sense to have a backup plan. Like your plan A is getting you what is getting you right now. But maybe you need a plan B in case plan A goes away. Maybe you get outsourced, maybe AI, or maybe something changes your industry. Or maybe you're like, you know what? My plan A is fine, but I need to supplement it. I need more extra income, or I need to be able to build something for me. And so today I'm going to share with you that there are three different forms of income, and all forms of income are good, but I feel like one is like good, better, and best. Now, if you had a choice between three forms of income, which are you choosing? My answer to you is all three. Get all three. You don't have to pick just one. So you got linear income, getting paid on what you do, trading your time for money. 90% of the population is trading their time for money, getting paid by an employer, right? Then you got leveraged income, getting paid on other people's efforts. That's better than just getting paid 100% on your own efforts. And then you've got residual income, which is the grail of all incomes, which is basically you do something once, you get paid over and over and over and over again for what you did one time. And I'm going to share with you right now how you can build a side project, a side business that will pay you all three forms of income. Now, whoever solves the biggest problems for the most people make the most money in this world. Now, our company is solving two problems that everybody lives with. First one, the legal system. People say it's broken, but it's not. It works really well for people who can work it in their favor. Meaning you got the bank account to be able to hire good lawyers or attorneys at $300 or $400 an hour to go make the system get you the results for you. But if you can't afford an attorney at that kind of an expense, you're priced out of the legal system. And it's not fair, but it's just the reality. Well, Legal Shield is leveling the playing field for every one of us. You only get as much justice as you can afford, but no longer is that the case because Legal Shield has been in business for over 50 years, already over 4 million people that are members of Legal Shield using this service on a regular basis in their lives. And in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to share with you what this service does. And I promise you, you're going to say, I had no idea. I heard of Legal Shield before. Somebody else told me about it, but I had no idea that it does all this. I want this for me and my family. So, what is this preferred legal plan going to do? It's going to give you unlimited consultation. If you ever have a question about real estate, divorce, bankruptcy, child custody, landlord-tenant issues, employment-related problems, you can pick up the phone and talk to your law firm about whatever for as long as you need, and you'll never get a legal bill. That's empowering in and of itself, but that's just the beginning of it, because when you're talking to the law firm, they might say, hey, we need to write a letter on our letterhead to that other party that's giving you a problem, or we need to make a phone call to flex a little bit of legal muscle on your behalf. So they'll write letters, make phone calls for you. I'm going to give you a couple examples. I've got a file jacket with a bunch of letters that the law firm has written for me over the years. I had a dry cleaner ruin a $48 shirt, wouldn't pay for a new one. They wrote a letter to the dry cleaner. I got the $48. I had a problem with an airline. And I'm not going to get into the long story of it, but my wife and I were mistreated and it didn't feel good. And we were upset. We had the law firm write a letter to the airline. And guess what we got back from them? We got a letter apologizing and 2 free airline tickets round trip anywhere in the world that we wanted to go. I had a problem with the post office losing some shipments that we sent out and we insured, but they would not honor the insurance. They lost it. They wouldn't pay. After 3 different tries of getting them to honor the insurance, and they denied, appealed, denied, appealed, denied. I finally had the law firm write a letter to the postmaster, and guess what I got? I got 2 checks from the postmaster for $844 that I was never going to see without the law firm of Legal Shield stepping in. I had a hotel problem where they charged $750 for rooms that I no longer needed, and I canceled, but they said I didn't cancel them in time. Well, my law firm wrote a letter to them. I got my $750 back that very next day. I got one with Sprint. I got one with my car company. I got with Budget Rental Truck. I got one with Apple. Story after story after story. I'm telling you guys, you're going to use this membership to have those letters written so you get the better outcomes in your life as well. On top of that, they'll review contracts and documents for you before you sign your name to anything. You can have your lawyer look over your shoulder for once. Residential loan docs or lease reviews. This is a big one. You guys know what this is? This is a last will and testament. 7 out of 10 North Americans don't have a will. 9 out of 10 don't have an up-to-date will. And if you die without a will, the state will determine who raises your children and who gets anything that you've got. That's not probably what you would want. And frankly, you don't want your family members having to fight over stuff amongst themselves or with the government in probate court. So getting a will done is expensive. It's about $1,000. Well, Legal Shield is going to have a top attorney draw up your will, living will, healthcare, financial power of attorney for free. And they'll even update it each year if needed for free. On top of that, traffic tickets. Would you not agree that we already pay way too much for auto insurance? We don't want to get a couple points on our record because we got pulled over and have it cause our rates to go up even higher. Well, Legal Shield can help with that. If you have a civil lawsuit brought against you, they'll defend you in court. If you get an IRS tax audit, they'll give you a tax attorney. Whether it's U.S. or the tax administration in Canada, they'll give you an attorney that can help you with fighting that audit. On top of that, 24/7 access for emergencies. You might be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Look like somebody they're looking for. An emergency could be your son or daughter's getting in trouble with the law at 2 o'clock in the morning on a weekend. Or you might have Child Protective Services show up knocking on your door trying to take away your child because your neighbor reported you yelling at your child in the driveway. Well, guess what? You're going to need an emergency help in that situation. Well, every one of your family members with this membership, we're going to have this app on their phone, and you have a red emergency button you can push anytime 24/7, and within 2 minutes or less, you'll have an attorney on the phone to deal with that situation for you. All of this, you guys, is 100% paid for by this membership. Anything I haven't described, a criminal charge, you need to go sue somebody, 25% off the hourly rates that anybody else would be charged if they don't have a Legal Shield membership. Now, let me just position this in such a way where you're going to be blown away how little this costs for how powerful and valuable this is going to be in your life. If you were going to pay a law firm to handle all of this for you and your family, but you don't want to pay by the hour, you just want to give them one check a month to pay for it all, how much would you expect that check have to be? Most people tell me anywhere from 500 to 5,000 bucks a month for all that. Well, Legal Shield, they don't charge thousands or hundreds. They do everything I share with you for your entire family. Look at the top left there for $37.95 a month. About the price of about $1 a day. About the price of a Starbucks coffee a week. And you got access to everything I share with you for you, your spouse, and all your dependents up to the age of 26 can use this membership. You guys, when I saw this, I said, this is the best dollar value I'd ever seen in my entire life. At $300 to $400 an hour, that's basically 1 hour of an attorney's time normally pays for the service for your whole year. I got my will done. I saved $1,000 right there. That paid for this membership for 2.5 years right there alone. I will never be without this. And I believe that you also feel the same way, that you'll never want to be without this as well. Who do you know who owns a business? Business owners can choose one of our small business plans. It's either $49.99 or $169 a month. Again, instead of hundreds an hour, it's that little bit per month. And these business owners can use it for document reviews, consultations, debt collection letters, employee issues, trademark copyrights, leases. I mean, look, these business owners love Legal Shield. We can cut their legal expenses way down. On top of that, you might know somebody like me. You might know an entrepreneur who basically works from home. They don't have a storefront, they don't have employees, but they've got business, maybe a home-based business like me, or a landlord like me. I've got rental properties. For $29.95, you can add on the home business add-on to your personal legal plan. And that allows you to use a law firm for all your business-related legal needs. That's going to be a lifesaver. It's going to save a lot of money for that person. So before I go on, now that you know how incredible Legal Shield is, for as little as it costs, month to month, why would anybody not get the service? Now you see why we're signing up over 20,000 new Legal Shield members every single month, adding on to that over 4 million happy customers that have been using this service for months or years. Now, the second problem that we're solving is identity theft. The fastest growing crime in the world, bar none, is identity theft. In this world, with the legal system, you're innocent until proven guilty. But with identity theft, you're guilty until you prove your innocence. And a lot of people don't realize there's many ways your identity can be stolen. People say, well, I got LifeLock, or I got credit monitoring for my bank, so I'm good. No, you're not, because less than 20% of identity theft even shows up on a credit report. So that's like having a house with 5 doors and putting a lock on one. You're not going to feel very safe. Your identity can be stolen where somebody files a tax return with your information, they get the refund check, they head for the hills. You file your return, and the IRS sends you a letter that says, we're not paying you twice. We've already filed. We've already sent you your refund money. Now you're going to fight the IRS for money that they already paid to somebody else that stole it from you. Or if somebody gets your Social Security number, they get a 1099 sales job, and they go out. Let's say they're a real estate agent, and they go out and sell houses, and they get their income, but they never pay any taxes on those commissions because they know it'll never get traced back to them. And then the IRS sends you a tax bill and says, if you don't pay this, we're coming after you. You're going to need help with that as well. So security fraud, driver's license fraud, character fraud, so many ways your identity can be stolen. It takes a victim months or years to clean this up. Well, you've got ID Shield. That is the best, most robust service that exists in the marketplace. Here's what it's going to do. Yes, you'll get a credit score tracker. They will monitor your credit reports, okay, to make sure nothing is on there that should not be on there, or if anything shows up, you'll get an alert. But it's also, they're going to monitor everything about you, even the stuff not on your credit report. Your Social Security number, your passport number, your driver's license number, your email address, your home address, your date of birth, your court records, public records, your social media accounts. They'll scan the dark web for you 24/7 so that they can catch any of your information that's floating around out there. They'll scan monitor your credit cards, your 401ks, your retirement accounts, everything. They'll even give you Trend Micro maximum security for safe encrypted access to the internet when you're out in public. You ever at a restaurant or a hotel or a lobby and you want to get on the free Wi-Fi? Do you realize that criminals could be creeping and seeing what you're doing on your device and get your data if it's not encrypted? Trend Micro gives you that safe access. People pay 20 bucks a month just for that alone. That's included with ID Shield. On top of that, password manager, they'll have a predator or a, what do they call it? A sex offender notification. If a predator or a sex offender moves into your neighborhood, wouldn't you want to know? I got a wife and 3 boys. I would absolutely want to know. That's a part of this. But the two biggest things is they're going to have a $3 million protection policy to cover losses incurred when you're restoring your identity after it's stolen. But the most important thing, the Federal Trade Commission says the average victim is spending between 100 and 600 hours cleaning up their name and getting their identity restored. Would you have that kind of time, or would you know what to do? I wouldn't want to spend that kind of time, and would have no idea how to do it. Well, with ID Shield, you'll be assigned licensed investigators, and they will jump in and they will restore your identity back to pre-theft status. They do all that legwork as a part of ID Shield. Look at the top left corner, $19.95 for all of that for ID Shield for an individual. And if you have a spouse and up to 10 kids, the whole family for only $34.95. Again, look at the massive value there. I mean, when your identity is stolen, it's not if, but when it happens, and you've got these investigators that jump in, they're not sending you a bill for 250 bucks an hour. It's covered for 20 bucks a month. So anybody who becomes a member of Legal Shield and or ID Shield, you're going to get access to member perks. We have over 400 companies that have come to us and said, look, we want to offer your members discounts with us. Apple, Samsung, Sprint, Dell, Verizon, hotel stays, car rentals, movie tickets. I'll give you a quick example. I went to Office Depot. I got $158 in printing done. I swiped my credit card. It went down to 38. I saved 120 bucks getting a print job done at Office Depot because I've got Legal Shield and I use the perks code. You're going to love how much money you're going to save. Now, do you feel like Legal Shield and ID Shield solving the lack of access to the legal system and solving the major crisis of identity theft, dealing with that when it happens, do you feel like these solutions are worth sharing with everybody that you know and meet? So the company will pay you all 3 forms of income for helping us to spread the word and get people enrolled for these services. Now, again, all 3 forms of income. The first form, which is the linear income, getting paid on what you do. So anybody that you refer and they go on a link that we provide for you and they sign up on your link, the company's going to pay you anywhere from $80 up to over $400. And that's based on an example of somebody getting the preferred legal plan, which is $37.95. And that's assuming they have a family, getting the family ID Shield for $34.95. If they're an individual, they pay less and you get paid proportionally. Okay. So, but that $72.90 that person paid on your website when you referred them, you're making anywhere from $80 to $416. And that's going to it's going to fluctuate based on how many people you signed up. So the more people you signed up, they're going to keep on bumping you up to higher commission levels when they pay it out. Okay. And then secondly, you've got leveraged income, getting paid on what other people do. Would you rather be a real estate agent getting paid on only the houses you sell? Or would you rather be a real estate broker, have the ability to go out and hire or recruit other agents to come work for you, and every time they sell houses, you get paid a little piece? I'm sure you would agree, like with me, I would rather have a bunch of agents and get a little piece of the action off of each one of their sales instead of only relying on the houses that I can sell myself. So if you've been leveraged all your life at a job, somebody else is making money off of your efforts, you can now finally have some leverage working for you. So who do you know who in this economy could use some extra cash flow? Who do you know who would love to have a side project where they can make an extra 500 bucks or an extra $1,000 a week, right? And again, there's no guarantee or reference of, hey, you sign up and you're going to make X amount, but give them the opportunity. They can make as much results as they want. But every time they sell a membership, they're getting paid their full commission, anywhere from $80 to $416. But the company also has some money set aside for overrides to pay to the person that brought them into the company, which will be you. And those overrides could be 20 bucks. It could be 40 bucks. It can be all the way up to over $300. So you're getting paid when you refer customers, and you're getting paid when others are referring customers. The third way that we get paid is the residual income. So you got a big commission. We get paid daily, by the way, wired into your account the following day. Sign up somebody today, you're paid as quick as tomorrow. But then a year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, you're also getting paid month after month, year after year for the life of every one of those customers on the service. You guys understand? I got started on the side for my real estate career with Legal Shield back in September of 1998. That's a long time ago. I had conversations with people for a matter of minutes, told them about Legal Shield, told them about a story or two about how I used it. They went online and signed up. The next day I got paid. But here I am, over a quarter a century later, still getting paid month after month, year after year, residual income on each and every one of those customers that still has a membership today. You guys, I would not do anything else the rest of my life if it didn't have leverage and if it didn't have residual income attached. If 100% of your income comes from 100% of what you do, in my book, that's called scary. What happens if you get sick, can't work, want to retire? God forbid you lose your job. What would happen? Well, when you've got a side business with Legal Shield, even if you're just working it 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, it might be an hour or two, a couple hours a week, whatever. You do it what you want to do with it. But whatever you build up here, and over time it can scale and keep on growing, it's an asset that you're building. When I wrote my book, Untrapped, Freedom Manifesto, it says, become an entrepreneur to escape the grind and find freedom and happiness. Do you want to be like this guy, this poor guy on a treadmill, feeling like he's in a treadmill in a dungeon, like never being able to get off, because if he gets off, the income gets off with them? People say, Brian, I'm not trapped. I love what I do. Okay, you love what you're trapped doing. If you stop doing what you love, your income goes to zero. People are like, yeah, you're right. People say, Brian, I'm not trapped. I make $1 million a year. I make a lot of money. Okay, great. You're paid well for being trapped. But if you stop doing what you're paid so well to do, the income's going to go to zero. If you stop, they're like, yeah, right. So everybody says they want time freedom, but if you have to keep going, giving away time to get new money, you're never going to fully have time freedom. But if you create business assets like a book of business with Legal Shield, where you keep getting paid over and over again for what you did in the past, now you can have freedom. Warren Buffett said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you're going to work until you die. Well, this is a solution to that. And so when somebody looks at this project, they're like, okay, well, how much can I make right away? Like, I got bills, need to be paid yesterday. Well, let me give you an example. So you get started and you go find 3 customers that want to sign up for the services. And one says, I want to be an associate in the company like you are. Well, when you do that, the company's going to pay you an $80 commission for each of those 3 referrals, which is $240. And they're going to give you a $200 fast start qualification bonus because you did that little bit inside of your first month in the business. Okay. So that's $440. Let's say you go out and find 2 more people that want to get the services and also want to be an associate in the business too. Well, when you do that, now they're going to give you a $100 commission for each of those 2. So that's $200. And they're going to give you an advance to manager bonus of $500 because you did that in your first 45 days. That's a $700 extra cash. That's $1,140. We got people doing that in the first week. We got people doing that in the first couple of days. $1,140. If I spoke too fast or if that was a little confusing, let me recap it. Find 5 customers for these services. 3 of them say, I also want to get into the business as an associate like you. You just made $1,140 off of those 5 people. Now, let me give you another example. The power of part-time. You might say, this sounds great, but I just don't have time. Look, don't let your reason to do this business be your excuse not to. How does it feel to say, I don't have time for something? Because people wear that like a badge of honor. I'm so busy. I'm so busy. And in reality, you're stressed out. You've got anxiety. You have so much going on. You got no time for anything. You got church and family and jobs and all these responsibilities. You got no room on your plate. Stuff is already spilling off. You're like, how can I add a side business to all that? You're adding the solution to the plate, not another responsibility, not another hindrance or nuisance. This is going to solve for the lack of time. And that's what was I almost missed this opportunity because I said, I don't have time to get involved, even though I love the idea of the Legal Shield. I'll be a customer, but I don't know how much time I can really devote to telling people about this. I said, Brian, you're just going to do it when you're doing life anyway. You refer people to good movies, good restaurants, good Netflix shows. You already tell people about stuff you believe in. You're going to do the same thing with this and watch what happens. And that's what happened, you guys. And it just started to spread. And I was getting paid on other people going out and spreading the news. So look, let's say you just get involved and you get 1 customer a week. one a week for a month. It took you, what, 5 minutes at most to tell somebody about the service. You send them a video to watch. After they watch the 10-minute video, they sign up on your website afterward, and you got paid anywhere from 80 to 416. So you got anywhere from 320 up to $2,100 a month in extra income by you referring one customer a week. Would that extra money of hundreds or even a couple thousand a month help you out? What if you had a little team of 25 people you assembled over the course of the next year? Each of you signs up one customer a week. Nobody's breaking a sweat, but your overrides in that scenario would total about $120,000 a year. A side project making you an extra 120 grand a year. To get started as an associate, by the way, you start however you want. You work in your own time. You set your own hours. You might be like, hey, I'm just going to do this on Saturday mornings, or I'm just going to do this a little bit in the evening after the kids are in bed, whatever. We'll do it online, offline, with people you know, people you don't know. We'll share with you how to do it. You're going to get incredible mentors and training. And the business you build is yours. You can will the business. You can will the residual income to your family. You can sell it to somebody as an asset. To start this business is a one-time registration fee of $99, the price of a tank of gas. The only expense to run the business, to have all the websites, a mobile app, the CRM, everything you need is $24.95 a month, which, by the way, is not contractual. It's month to month. Yeah, you only keep doing that as long as you're pursuing the business. If not, you can just turn that off and you don't have any more expense anymore. But here's what's great about this, you guys. When I share this information with people, people say the services make total sense. Everybody needs it. I see there's a lot of money to be made and I don't have any residual income, so I want that. But what exactly would I be doing? Like, how do I do this business? Well, the person that invited you to watch this presentation I'm giving right now, what did they do? Did they do a whole sales pitch on you? Did they book an appointment and like spend an hour with you? No, they probably said, hey, what are you doing tonight? At 8 o'clock Eastern, jump on the Zoom, listen to this guy. I want you to hear this information. That's what you'll be doing. You'll be pointing people to a presentation that one of us will be doing on your behalf. We'll do the explanation, then you'll send them to your link and they sign up and you get paid the next day. Like, for example, tomorrow night on pinnaclezoom.com, one of us is going to be on here doing this exact presentation that you just saw. Can you invite somebody to a Zoom that somebody else is going to do for you? Absolutely. Will it take a lot of time? It takes seconds, but it pays very well. So guys, here's what I want to encourage you to do. Get back with whoever invited you to jump on and listen to this. If you have any questions, they'll get them answered for you. But make a decision. Again, it takes very little time. It takes no experience. We'll share with you what you can put on social media. We'll share with you what you can text out to some folks to get them to watch the video and sign up afterward if they want it. But if they don't want to sign up right away, you planted the seed. And when something happens, if their kid gets a speeding ticket or their child's getting ready to go off to college and they want the apartment lease reviewed, or if they're getting ready to lose their job and they're worried about getting a proper severance package, or if their dry cleaner ruins their shirt or whatever, you planted the seed, they'll come back to you. So just get registered as an associate so that whatever happens, and when people sign up now or they sign up later, the company will pay you not only the upfront, but that trickle-on effect, that residual income for life. So I'm excited that going into this next chapter, this new year, I hope that you guys are grateful that you were invited on to hear this, that you're excited about being a part of this. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to help a lot of people and empower them. And we're going to help you create another stream of income for your household. So get back to them, get your information, get yourself set up, and we'll look forward to working with you. Have a great day.